In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at some absolutely insane Death Stranding rumors ahead of E3, where the game will be making a big impact. PlayStation's countdown to E3 has begun and day one has a brand new game announced, so I'll be taking a look at that. Sega and Atlus are prepping up their E3 lineup. NieR Automata, one of the PlayStation 4's best console exclusives, has done very well from a commercial sense, so I'll be taking a look at that, and the video will be rounded out by some great PlayStation 4 deals, including an awesome deal on a 1-year PlayStation Plus subscription. So stay tuned for that at the end of this video. First, let's talk about some insane Death Stranding rumors that are circulating. This comes over from a post over at 4chan, and take it with a grain of salt because it sounds so ridiculous, but ridiculous is Kojima's forte, and 4chan has been accurate about things in the past. They let the cat out of the bag with Fallout 76 a while back, so maybe they're right here too. But here's what they're saying what we could expect at E3. Quote, tons of weapons, vehicles, gadgets, and gear from multiple eras, from clubs to single-shot muskets to energy swords. The baby is something that exists as a singular. It is not something that is instanced each time you boot up the game. The baby is a single entity. He is what is causing the time distortions and dimensions crossing over, which is multiplayer. When the community has reached the end of the game, there will need to be a global decision made to kill the baby and end DS multiplayer forever, or allow it to live and continue the multiplayer experience. Players in other games can do things at certain points in time that will have a butterfly effect in your game. This can happen both while you are actively playing or while the game is off. They can be positive or bad things. PvP can happen at any point if you and another player accidentally cross timelines while time traveling. When you die, that timeline is closed forever. Significant things that encapsulate that same story in that timeline will travel with you to the ocean floor before you re-emerge and continue in a new timeline. As you and other players pollute the ocean, it will cause sea life to die and wash up onto the shore. Okay, so that game sounds absolutely ridiculous. Want to note that the element of the game having a global decision where every player needs to make a decision on whether or not the multiplayer ends forever, that sounds absolutely insane. That would be something very hard for me to buy if it was anyone other than Kojima. Honestly, Kojima is insane enough to try something absolutely ambitious like that, but just the idea of a game twist that essentially ends half the game's working functions, I don't know about that one. I'm very excited to see more of Death Stranding. Hopefully we finally see something substantial at E3. We've gotten a lot of cinematic trailers. They've been really cool, but they haven't really given us much insight into the game itself. Let's hope we see more of that at E3. Speaking of E3, Sony is starting their countdown to E3. They're putting out some smaller announcements, so don't be expecting some big budget AAA announcements as a part of their countdown to E3 event, but we are seeing some cool announcements, and today we saw the announcement of Tetris Effect announced for the PlayStation 4 and PlayStation VR, and this game is coming from the creators of Rez and Luminous. Tetris Effect is a brand new take on the legendary puzzle game coming to PlayStation 4 this fall, and it does have optional support for PlayStation VR. Again, developed by the same guys that made Rez Infinite and Luminous, so this game looks very stunning. So far, the little we've seen of the game looks super stylish, and the trailer we got was all through in-game assets, and it looks very slick, very well presented. So an announcement like this, very under the radar, but definitely appreciated by me. I know some of you guys might be a little disappointed, but again, this is countdown to E3. This isn't E3 in itself, and Tetris Effect is a cool little game that'll be coming to the PlayStation 4 in the fall. Just have a look at the trailer. If you're at all a fan of puzzle games, if you're a fan of Tetris of old, if you have PlayStation VR, it's something to be on the lookout for.
Participants were unable to recall having ever played the game, but their descriptions matched those of players with perfect memories. Blocks. They all saw blocks, falling through space, sometimes rotating or fitting neatly into empty spaces between other blocks. Some participants also reported seeing completed lines disappearing.
We are getting closer and closer to E3, and more publishers are setting up their announcements and what they're planning to show off at the big show, and Sega and Atlus have come forth with what their lineup looks to be like. Here are some of the games we can expect from them at E3. First up, Shining Resonance Refrain, a brand new JRPG, Team Sonic Racing, Valkyria Chronicles 4, Yakuza Kiwami 2, Total War 3 Kingdoms will be playable, and 2 brand new Atlus titles will be announced on June 7th. Atlus, of course, did work on the Persona games. I highly doubt we'll be seeing a Persona 6 at this point because Persona 5 took a very long time to develop, and I imagine that Persona 6 will follow a similar suit, but a Persona remaster of sorts? Maybe a Persona 3 and 4 remaster on the PlayStation 4? I don't know, that's something that I would really dig, and I'm sure commercially that would do pretty well, or they could be brand new titles entirely from Atlus, but Atlus is a great Japanese development studio, so excited to see what they bring out for E3. Next up, I always like to cover commercial stats of games that were rather loved by the gaming community, and NieR Automata was definitely a game loved by the PlayStation community, and it looks like it was loved in a commercial sense as well, because Square Enix has announced that the game has exceeded 3 million units shipped. That includes overall physical shipments as well as digital sales. Back in March, the game was reported around 2.5 million, so that's a pretty significant jump. And NieR Automata was a fantastic game. Really surprising how well this game did, because the first NieR game went very under the radar. Not a lot of gamers gave it a shot, and not to say that NieR was this amazing game, but it was a pretty good JRPG with a really good story, awesome music, and really just faltered from a gameplay standpoint. But NieR Automata, of course, remedied that to a great extent, especially because it was developed by Platinum Games, so we got some great action-based gameplay. Visually, it was stunning, the story was good, had a good amount of content, just a really well-made game, and it seems like a lot of gamers do want to see a follow-up to NieR Automata, and I'm sure with commercial performance like this, at some point that will come to fruition. I don't believe Square Enix was expecting NieR Automata to perform as well as it did, so that's very exciting to see that a niche title like this find more commercial success. And finally, I do want to take a look at some awesome PlayStation 4 deals available right now. eBay is running a promo code PICKDADSGIFT, which is offering 20% off, and this applies on PlayStation Plus 1-year membership subscription cards. They have bumped up in price a little bit. One listing is at $56.50. That is around the cheapest. Use that code, you do get the 12-month subscription for just $45.20, so a little bit of a discount. Even when you can get a tiny bit of a discount on PS Plus, I would recommend you to do so and pick it up. That works out to less than $4 a month, so at that point, when you're paying that low of a price, maybe you won't be complaining as much about the PlayStation Plus offerings if they're not up to par. Again, $45.20, link for that will be in the description box down below. If you want a PS4 Pro, you can get that console for just $319 for that console is really good. The PS4 Pro usually isn't discounted all too much. Only what we've really seen is like a $50 discount during Black Friday. And then, of course, we do see bundles like the God of War bundle and the Monster Hunter World bundle, but just the base console being discounted, we don't see that often. So $319 is a really good price on that. And finally, a couple of game deals. Kingdom Hearts HD 1.5 and 2.5 Remix is down to $19.99 over at Amazon. This collection has actually retained its value more so than the other Kingdom Hearts collection, the 2.8 Final Prologue. This collection I've seen go for $24.99 to $29.99, so $19.99 may be a new low for that. Really good entry point to Kingdom Hearts, or if you want to revisit the franchise, this is a great way to do so. Speaking of Kingdom Hearts HD 2.8 Final Chapter Prologue is also available for $19.99 at GameStop, so if you want that collection, you can check that out. And finally, Monster Hunter World is available for $39.99 at GameStop, so that's a great deal on one of the best games of 2018 thus far. That is going to conclude this video. Let us know your thoughts on everything. What do you think about these insane Death Stranding rumors? Do you buy them? The fact that they're so specific, and usually these specific kind of rumors are what turned out to be true, I would imagine that this is very true as well, but we should know more at E3. Tetris Effect has been announced as a part of PlayStation's Countdown to E3 event. What do you think about that? Looks like a very stylish puzzle game. Sega has unveiled their lineup for E3, and it looks pretty promising. Excited to see what those two new Atlus titles will be, and of course Valkyria Chronicles 4 should be pretty exciting. NieR Automata has seen massive commercial success, topping 3 million units shipped and digital sales combined. That's very exciting. Hopefully we hear about a follow-up to that very soon. And then, as I mentioned, some great PlayStation deals available right now. PlayStation Plus, PS4 Pro, a couple great games. All of the links to that will be in the description box down below. And sound off with all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.